Welcome everybody to another Heroes of the Storm match here on Khaldor TV. Today we're going to have a very interesting game between two teams that have been around for ages in Heroes of the Storm, Fnatic and SK Gaming. It's a match out of the HCL, a European league that has been around for quite some time and started in the early alpha. 2,500 euros in total are on the line here, and the teams are fighting for their spot in the playoffs. The game takes place on Dragon Shire. It is a best of one, and we're going to find out if Fnatic or SK Gaming are going to be able to win it here and secure themselves a spot in the playoffs and work towards the prize money.
Alright everybody, welcome to game number 1 today at the HCL between Fnatic and SK Gaming. This is of course a best of 1 and we're looking at Dragon Shire. We have Fnatic to the left side of the map in blue with Ace of Spades on Brightwing, Lowell playing Thrall, Shinobu is on Sergeant Hammer, Freds playing Arthas, and Kesil on Uther, a double healer comp for Fnatic going up against SK Gaming. To the right side in red, Zamoni on Mirrodin, Ragi on Tychus, Bakery playing Vala, Linked playing Rega, and BZ on Tassadar. So one tank double assassin comp with Tassadar as the additional damage dealer and support for the team. Tassadar, highly valued pick for teams these days. And of course you can already tell that with the double healer comp that we are seeing for Fnatic, we had, SK had to make a choice. They had to go either for Malfurion and Rega, and I personally thought that Malfurion would be their pick of choice, but they're going for Rega here. And Rega leaves them with a few options in this game, and one of those options is that they could potentially go into a Bloodlust build, since they have Odin and Archon available later in the game. But it's not really all that common anymore to go into Bloodlust, so it might not happen here. They might need that just like burst heal from Ancestral's healing way too much. At the top lane here on Dragon Shire, it's Lowell and Zamoni going up against each other. The bottom lane, that's the lane where we have the tri-lane for both of the teams. It's a pretty common meta now. The main reason why you have the tri-lane at the bottom and maybe at the top lane is that you fight not only for the domination of the bottom lane, but you also get access to the camp over here, to this camp over there. So it's like two camps that you get access to, and then at the more southern part of the map you already get this particular camp. If you dominate the lane, you might be able to sneak that in at some point. So that's kind of the idea behind it, and of course the shrine in itself is of course an important thing to have too. We already have on level 1 the healing ward from Linked on Rega, which is an important talent to get. These days healing wards are absolutely insanely strong, and it's something that really gave a lot of healers that we have out there, a lot of heroes, a completely new chance to getting picked and a new place in the meta. Tyrande being one of them, being picked quite a bit more often in this patch than she was in last patches, just because of the healing ward talent on level 4. Being played more as a utility hero these days, and not so much as a simple damage dealer with the Sentinel build. So it's a bit of a difference that we see there. Shinobu on the tank is playing very passive here. BZ is moving in every now and then to drop a storm real quick and try to just wiggle the hit points down on the hero. In the mid lane we have Ace of Spades going up against our Ragi. 2 minutes in, the camps are spawning. The spawning timers were actually changed, I think 2 patches back, which was a very interesting ninja change. Most of the teams already had their strategies set up, and after the patch they were trying to go for exactly that, trying to maybe hit an early camp, and then suddenly the heroes would arrive at the location. They were like, hey guys, something's missing. Something's missing. And I was like, what? Well, there are no mercenaries here. So 2 minutes later, they spawn now, and yeah, 2 minutes on the clock, that's when the mercenaries hit. And the boss, by the way, on maps like Cursed Hollow, they hit at 3 minutes. So just in case that you were wondering about that. To the top lane we have Freds and Zamoni fighting against each other. Thrall actually moved into the mid lane, so both of the tanks are usually the heroes that you see at the top lane, the heroes that can still dish out some damage. You can find them most of the times here in Dragon Shire in the mid lane, trying to make those rotations towards the top and the bottom so that they have a chance to kill a target there. Level 4 is now on the board, and that means for Fnatic that they have 2 Envenoms, which makes their level 4 extremely strong and gives them an opportunity with a quick rotation from Thrall to maybe kill one hero out at the bottom lane. Linked, Bakery and BZ down here are still doing a very good job, especially with the assistance of that healing ward. Rega is doing a great job with these things at this point. And I mean, at that point, let's just look a bit at those builds. We have a slight variation with Melting Point being chosen instead of a full overkill build for Tychus. We are also seeing now, of course, the additional multi-shot talents picked up by Baker. He goes with Vala for a very standard build that we see like from every single hero these days. The contrast to the double healing ward that we are seeing run by SK Gaming is that we have more single target protection on the side of Fnatic. They have now twice protective shield picked by the healers, and also on Sergeant Hammer first aid, which gives additional hit point relief there in case it's needed. The mid lane, by the way, where there's Lowell still trying to get a bit of an experience advantage for this team, but the rotation that is already taking place with Taika starting to go to the top. Once again, we have 2 shrines taken, this time by Fnatic, and I don't really think that they can just move in and capitalize on that, but we're having actually SK starting to capture both shrines right now, trying to turn the tide here. And in the mid lane, it's still Lowell versus our Aragi, so we're having Tychus fighting Thrall here, the War Chieftain on his Direwolf, which is very fitting, trying to come in from a bit of a different angle, and he could actually do some damage here. Gets only 1 Chain Lightning in, and that's about it, so not much more than that. Shinobu, Kesil and Ace of Spades down here are starting to really struggle. Especially Bakery with Vala is helping a lot to make space for SK's heroes. Just trying to push everything in with that multi-shot, and it's just the best talent that you have for something like that. But 5 minutes into the game so far, we haven't seen a Dragon Eye just yet. The level 7 talents are available for both of them. We have Regenerative Rains for Brightwing, not the Guts of Healing, which is a bit different here. Oh, another battle at the bot lane. These tri-lanes are usually where it's getting very, very dangerous for the heroes. A quick rotation from middle can take you down. Our Aragi's already low since Envenom on Lowell showed him kind of who's boss, at least for now, so he has to move back. Could maybe combine that with another move. Double healing ward in the middle. Healing wards, by the way, they don't stack, so that's one of the things that is still a bit of a myth. So healing wards don't stack, but of course that area is still pretty amazing. And right now, Ace of Spades, Shinobu and Kesil know that both of those are in cooldown, so they might be able to be more aggressive and push the opponents in. But there's 4 heroes at the bot lane now for SK, since our Aragi made that rotation again that we've been talking about and was trying to just like heal up once again, moving in and then getting healed by Link is of course another thing they can do. Heroic ability is now on the board with the Sundering being chosen on Thrall. And now the mid lane, that is... Oh, our Aragi is being taken out there. And even the Emerald Winds being used to push Link back. They don't get the Dragon Eye just yet. They had an opportunity to grab it, but our Aragi was there to disrupt it. He paid with his life for him delaying it. But as you can see now, we still have that opportunity for Fnatic. They're trying to take the top. Frats is already there. Zamoni needs to be careful. Brightwing could jump up and help out his friend. But Linked is now as well. And that would turn it into a 2 versus 2. Here comes Brightwing. There's Lowell just waiting for a chance to join the fight. And he's already moving in. Dangerous position now suddenly for SK. But the Wolf doesn't hit. And they just capture the shrine. They already have control of the bottom shrine. We still have Shinobu pushing in. Now that he has Napalm available, that is doing a whole lot to push these heroes of SK Gaming back. They're starting to take another tower there. BZ is moving in and trying to at least use some storms to drop Shinobu and hit points, but both of the shrines are under the control of Fnatic, and they're trying to get the Dragonite now, which forces all of the heroes of SK Gaming right into the middle to contest that. The top lane, there we have still Ace of Spades, trying to of course hold that for as long as he can, but it doesn't really look like he can hold it for long enough. Nope, that dwarf just completely ignored Brightwing, didn't want to deal with the craziness and everything, just jumped the hedge and then captured that shrine, and now it's going to be a bit difficult for Ace to recapture that on his own. 12 versus 11, those are the talents now, so a bit of an advantage that we are seeing at this point for Fnatic. Taking down the structures of their opponents certainly help, getting that extra experience in. The 3-man rotation into the middle once again. Our Aragi Sundering drops him close, and what a nice kill, making sure that even the ancestral healing that we saw from Rega did not save Tychus. So in this case we have the 2nd kill for Fnatic. Rain of Vengeance chosen for Bakery, and Freds is already abandoning the idea of getting a Dragonite just yet. So he's going with the rest of the team straight towards the left side, trying to capture one of the hard camps. Kesil is holding the mid lane still, making sure that he can't deny that. Hard camp is now going to push the top lane, and that is going to be a really nice move, but they need to interrupt the night, and they can't! Oh, Fnatic! Oh, Fnatic really with a bit of a misplay there. getting that hard camp was definitely a good idea, but sacrificing a Dragon Knight for it was not planned. They really thought that they would be able to just like hold middle long enough until they rotated back with the rest of the heroes, and that just wasn't the case. They gave up the Dragon Knight, and now that Dragon Knight is just showing them who's boss. The rotations are happening. Nobody is on the bottom lane for Fnatic. It's level 13 versus 13 at this point. Linked drops out of the Dragon Knight. He was able to kill one tower and forced 4 heroes to join up at the top, and that allowed now SK Gaming to get closer in experience, because they had BZ on the mid lane and down to the bottom lane with Araragi. Lowell was doing his best to soak 2 lanes, was marching from the middle down to the bottom to capture both of the waves, and he got most of it, but still, that's always a risk if you are running that. Lowell, very low by the way. Araragi is being attacked, but the War Chief is not surviving. Yep, he didn't make it here. Moved back already, and of course right now it looks like SK is starting to gain a bit of momentum. He's actually doing very well here. He's doing very well in the situation, or like the team is. But Fnatic had a good start into the game. They got their early double kill, and right now they are still in a slight lead in experience if they drop this hard camp here. The bottom lane is also starting to push in with those siege giants, and I mean, at least for now Fnatic can really start to do a few things there. Every single time I see those profiles, by the way, I'm wondering if like Uther is like one of those guys. You know, like I'm wondering if Brightwing just like walks up to Uther every now and then and just like pulls at the beard. I would certainly do that. I mean, he always looks so grim with those blue little eyes, and that beard is just like, that's an invitation. That is an invitation. If you look at the icons on the minimap, by the way, Uther is just all beard. There's like nothing else. I mean, the profile pic up to the top left is already quite impressive, but on the minimap, oh boy, like this guy is all beard. There's nothing else. So yeah, he should be the bronze beard. It's not really bronze, it's more gray. I don't even know what I'm talking about. His beard still is a bit weird, right? It's like I have a bit of an obsession with hair. That can't be. That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, maybe. What do I know? Brightwing to the top lane to soak the XP again. Both teams, of course, now aiming for level 16. That's kind of what they are waiting for, getting the extra talent. Bottom lane, that's where we have those rotations. It's the usual case that you have the teams moving as 4 or 5 this late in the game, and with the Brightwing on your team, you always try to gather experience somewhere else on the map until you have to jump to the rest of the team to help them out in the main fight, and that's what we're going to see in just a few seconds here. There's the 16 talent now already for SK. They're a bit faster with that. They're getting the Stone form on Muradin, and also have now for the second Storm, Blood for Blood. A lot of really strong talents for them, but the same is also true for Fnatic. They get them now. Imposing Brassens, they have Stone Skin, they have the Wind Fury build, and there comes the battle. Brightwing moving in. Is he going for the Emerald Wind? Yes, there it is. Sundering also being used. BZ and Araragi in their ultimate form going for Archon and Odin. And Fnatic has to move back. There's Avatar as well. And down goes Thrall. That's just way too much. Oh, nice. Very nice reintervention that we had used there by Bakery. Dropping at least, well, hitting one with target, just like slowing that down for a second. And doing pretty well with that. Kai'Sil, Shinobu, Ace of Spades, and Fred's the only 4 survivors from this fight. And now we have the rotation to the top again to capture another shrine. And I mean, with that shrine right now, we are currently looking at a potential second Dragon Knight for the team. And yeah, Fnatic tries to at least for now take that fight 4 versus 4 and maybe win it there. And especially the Napalm is playing a very huge role. The tank in itself is doing a major amount of damage in these situations. They captured the shrine, and now we could see Thrall joining the battle too. Muradin is still at the top lane, and it seems like Fnatic really wants to push in that fort. They lost some of the experience already, and it's 2 kills versus 2 now in this game. Kai'Sil, Franz, Shinobu, they're still holding the bot lane, while we have Brightwing bribing a camp over here real quick, and Thrall is in the middle, getting some additional experience for his team. So Lowell starting to rotate down to the bottom. The same is also true for Muradin, who does pretty much the same thing. Most of the cooldowns are ready again, by the way, or will be in just a few seconds. The only one who has to wait a bit longer, it seems to be Odin, but he has another 7 seconds, and then his ultimate is going to be ready as well. Up at the top, there comes Brightwing capturing the shrine. Pretty cool move there. With the shrine that he's currently capturing, we could see one hero just splitting up from Fnatic and moving into the mid lane to determine the fate of them there. Frats is very low, by the way. Brightwing needs to jump in, and he did, but can he save Frat? It looks like he can. Frets is still alive. The double healer is making it possible. Zamoni jumping in. Here comes the Archon as well. So far, it looks more like we are having the mid lane protected by Aragi. He wasn't even part of the fight down here at the bottom. 17 versus 17, the talents that we are seeing now. And we have Araragi moving to the top lane and trying to make sure that not both of the shrines are any longer in the capable hands of Fnatic. But this is a pretty intense game so far, at least. I mean, we don't have a lot of kills in this match, but they're really just trying to go for that. 2 kills, 2 kills, Dragon Knight, of course, the primary target for the teams, 13 minutes in. But with those rotations that are being forced out by SK Gaming, they have now a shot at taking down the fort at the bot lane, and they're doing that. Ace of Spades alone won't be able to do anything about it. He just doesn't have that damage on Brightwing, especially when he's up against 3 heroes. There he's already slow, needs to speed himself up to get away. Bakery's Frost Shot on level 13 made that possible. Up to the top, 1 fort was taken down, and in case the lower Frats and Shinobu, they all moved back. In the mid lane, we had another big attack by SK. They dropped one of the forts here, so it was more a trade than anything else that we saw there. And it's still that experience advantage that we're having for SK Gaming. And the Dragon Knight is still able to be taken. We have one more camp at the bot lane, the Bruiser camp, that can be picked up by any of these teams. So another shrine already about to be captured, the bottom shrine, and it's just an exchange. I mean, we're having Fnatic at the bottom shrine, and at the top it is Linked, who's getting the Sun Shrine for his team. Whereas another hard camp to the right side was not captured by Fnatic. So that was actually, by SK I mean, it was actually a really good move by them, because Fnatic still has the camp over here and it's not taken yet. They tried to move to the bottom to first of all deep push and then also maybe take the fort, but they don't really get that yet. So I really like the moves that SK is making, but they had to wait for Rhaegar to come back, and that's going to take quite some time. During all of this, the safe distance of the multi-shot Bakery is being used to at least put some damage in. Here comes Amon, jumps in with Mirrodin and tries to do his thing. He can just like regenerate his hit points in a flash, but as you can see, that fort is going to go down either way, and that helps, at least for now, Fnatic to catch up in experience. But here comes the battle. Zamoni once again jumping in, immediately going for the Avatar. At the same time, Sundering is hitting in the heroic ability of Arthas as well, and in we go with once again Archon chosen, and here comes Ippo Araragi with Odin, and they drop Uther. They drop Uther, the double healer comp, but Zamoni gets just like eradicated out of the fight. He gets immediately taken out. Ace of Space moves back, oh, Araragi on that Odin takes him down with one of the shots, and now they're just like on the chase. 2 down for each team. Tazada was dying for SK2. Araragi dropping out of the Odin form can maybe close the distance, and no, he can't. It's a 3-4-3, but those health bars looks way, way better for SK Gaming. They capture the bottom shrine, move into the middle. Araragi is already there, and it looks like Shinobu is gonna arrive too late. Here comes Dragon Knight number 2 for SK Gaming. And they're moving straight to the top lane now, and I was trying to just like get that. Shinobu is already there. There's just like rotating down towards the middle again, but that's of course bad news for SK right now. Bam, kicking Frets away. Dragon Knight apparently doesn't like it, and moving down to the bottom, or at least to the middle for now, and trying to destroy a few more structures, breaking through the wall that would put that keep very much out in the open and make it quite vulnerable to those moves by SK. So the heroes are all back. It's going to be a 5 versus 5 in just a few seconds. And there's a slight defender's advantage for Fnatic, who of course arrived with their heroes much, much faster at the Dragon Knight's location. But it looks like Araragi is like rotating on the map. He's waiting for the rest of his team, and he's just using the Dragon Knight now to deep push those lanes with the Breath of Fire and move in with the rest of the team. Like a lot of the teams that are playing Heroes of the Storm right now make, that was by the way a very, very misplaced Breath of Fire here. Not a big deal, but kind of funny to watch. Yeah, make the mistake that they waste them too much because they don't have the patience. But in this case, there's another 10 seconds on the clock, and one tower is already down. Breath of Fire, and just like one hit with the axe, and down goes the wall. So the entire wall is exposed here, and the level 20 has now reached. They reached level 20, and Fnatic has to be careful. They need to make sure that they don't fall behind, that they are not suddenly tangled up in a fight they don't want to take. Oh, Lowell, are they trying to get those? It looks like they are trying to get the 2 Siege Giants. But can they fight now? It's 19 versus 20. You don't really want to do that, but now they might have to. Here comes Amoni with his heroic already, and nice Sundering being used by Lowell for the disengage. They baited 2 of the heroic abilities out, BZ's and Muradin's. Those 2 are already gone. They still don't have 20 though, and it looks like SK is just saying, hey, well, we had to use our ultimates already, so at least let's try to get something out of it, but they can't really. So for 70 seconds, they are lacking 2 of their heroic abilities. And that is, of course, a big deal now. Sundering has been used too, but that's going to be up in just a few seconds again. And, well, it's an ultimate that you want, but the other 2 are way more important for the next battle, I feel. So Lowell is going in, and he has Blink chosen, Bolt of the Storm being used twice, once on Brightwing as well. And they are about to move in right now. Interesting to see that we don't have Storm Shield taken by Brightwing. We have it on Rhaegar, but here we go, and there comes the Odin. Healing Ward is already placed down too. Nobody's really going for that. Finally, it's being taken out. Ace of Spades is getting low. That Cap is pushing in as well, but already down, and Fnatic is moving back. We have level 21 nearly for SK. They jump in once again. Here comes the nuke doing the damage. Zamoni jumping in with the Dwarf Bakery with the Frost Shot, trying to slow Fnatic down as they are trying to disengage. Great Rain of Vengeance, hitting 2 of the heroes immediately, and here comes the Ancestral Healing as well as Kasil moves in for the Divine Hurricane, but he needs to be careful on the move back. Kasil goes down. And 4 kills against 5 with another nuke hitting home. SK is just driving them towards them. BC very low, and that Howling, oh my god, that Howling Blast locked them down beautiful. But we had Lowell just a bit too far away to hit his own wolf in time and drop maybe Zamoni, or at least capitalize on that lockdown that he got there. So very well done by SK once again, driving Fnatic just like back into their base. They couldn't really do anything here. Ace of Spades, Lowell, Shinobu and Freds currently in position there. Let's see. They are moving all up to the top. They're all trying to grab that shrine, and that is going to enable them to deny, for now, another Dragon Knight. But SK is busy. They're getting the Siege Giants. They're getting looking at the hard camp that they can get over here. BZ is so far soloing it, but he's going to get some assistance from the rest of the team. No, it actually looks like they are trying to contest the top, and BZ is abandoning that for now. So they're moving up to the top. We're having 2-3 heroes just like waiting in the bushes here, trying to lie a bit of a trap. But Shinobu and Freds are capturing their hard camp, so this time they are the ones that will be able to push maybe a bit harder. In the mid lane, there's 4 heroes already. Freds needs to be careful. He can't rush in there. He doesn't really want to fight that fight just yet. He wants to be a bit careful, but that gives them the Dragon Knight again. Araragi and his team, they get a 3rd Dragon Knight. Fnatic didn't get a single one yet, and those Dragon Knights, they get extremely strong in the later stages of the game. And 20 minutes in, that's late. For Heroes of the Storm, that's late game. And Zamoni with a missed Thunderbolt here, trying, of course, to isolate one of the heroes that they can pick out early in the fight, but that keep is gonna fall. There comes the kick already. Araragi is just there, right-clicking the keep and saying, well, guys, we're gonna get at least one of them. So let's go for the keep as we speak. Needs to go for another Breath of Fire, though, if he really wants to drop it, and there it is. Drops a Breath of Fire, and there one keep is down, and that's, of course, like quite a nuisance now. SK is just doing better when it comes to the objectives. We didn't have a single Dragon Knight so far for Fnatic, and that is quite the problem for them now. Especially in those late stages of the game, it is just absolutely, it's a huge problem if you don't get the Dragon Knight, if your opponent is getting it. It's really a big deal, because those Dragon Knights are really the ones that do most of the damage to the structures. And if you look at the mid lane, there's even, I mean, this wall is even still intact. That's not the case on bottom and top lane, but you want to take down those forts as soon as you can. And now we're looking at 21 versus nearly 22. Of course, one of the things that's going to be amazing is that Shinobu has the advanced Lava Strike on his Sergeant Hammer now. It's a great talent to have. Like, that increase in range is just absolutely amazing. And in cases like this, I'm super happy that Resurgence is gone, because now you finally see these talents being taken on level 20 by heroes like Sergeant Hammer and also Arthur's. That wouldn't have happened before that. Usually it was just like Resurgence all the way. That talent was just way too good. But now we finally have the talents like Advanced Lava Strike taken too. Shinobu is already set up in position and is trying to get his damage in. Here comes Link, BZ and Bakery. They're all moving in immediately. And there comes Odin. Oh, nice Sundering. We have, oh, the Divine Hurricane. They drop Tacita. And here comes the heal against Bakery. Ancestral Healing used, and that allows Vala to jump in again with another multi-shot, trying to drop Shinobu. They get the nuke in. Here comes the Rain of Vengeance. Lowell is low and goes down. And now now Shinobu seems to be the next target, but the Howling Blast takes Bakery, locks him down in place for just a second, but he moves in once again with another Frost Shot, slowing them down, and there's once again the pressure play by SK trying to drop threats, and they might be able to get him. Ace of Spades is going in the way, trying to block the Stormbolt, and he gets it. Stormbolt blocked, but now Brightwing might die as a result, and Freds is just too close to Bakery, slowed down and dying too, turns around and tries to create some space for Shinobu so that at least he can get away. That works, but it's still a 4 versus 2, and I don't really think that with the Siege Tank still alive, SK Gaming will be able to finish the game out here, but they might get another keep, and they are certainly trying to get that. They're already moving in 5 kills against 8 in this game so far. Kaysil still alive. The fight started well for them. They were able to drop Tacita. Those stun comps that we saw, especially with Kaysil going for the Divine Hurricane, were absolutely great, but then SK just like turned things around, dropped 2 in a row, and especially without having Tacita running Thrall here, just is very difficult for LoL to survive on the melee assassin. Melee assassins need some support, and they try that with the protective shield that they have on both of their heroes, but in this case it just wasn't enough, and as long as they are 2 heroes short, that might mean Dragon Knight number 4 for SK, and if they channel that, and they do, they're gonna get it. This is gonna be a 4th Dragon Knight, and there we go. This might potentially end the game, ladies and gentlemen. We have Tacita taken out. Tacita was taken out at the top lane, and that's a sacrifice well worth it. Getting that Dragon Knight 24 minutes in certainly is okay. It's okay to lose 1 hero for that. They're trying to finish the game here. We have Aragi already going for the nuke, Sundering for a second, just closing that out. Bakery actually, they are going down. Very well done. With Bakery down, maybe Fnatic has a chance here. I mean, that core is dropping, and it's dropping fast, but Zamoni doesn't have a lot of hit points left on his Dragon Knight either. The Dragon Knight is gone, but there's only 90 points. Aragi is dying, and it does not matter. The HCL match ends, and SK Gaming takes down Fnatic here on Dragon Shire. Congratulations to SK.